Harford County, Maryland. It is one of Baltimore's most popular suburbs. In our video today, guess what we're doing? We're breaking down the pros and cons of living in Harford County, Maryland in 2024. So stick around. We're getting started with it right now. What is going on, everyone? It's Adam Taylor back again with another video all about living here in Maryland. Today, we're doing our pros and cons series here and we're updating it for 2024. And the first stop on the list is going to be Harford County, Maryland. Now, Harford County is a suburb of Baltimore. It's located about 30 minutes northeast of Baltimore and is a very popular place to live. I do a lot of business in Harford County, and I'm going to give you a detailed list of the pros and the cons of living in the county. Now, you're gonna wanna make sure you stick around to the end because some of the cons just changed and I got big news to tell you about in the cons section here. So let's jump into it and get started with those pros. All right, the first pro we gotta talk about in Harford County is the affordability, okay? Compared to the rest of the Baltimore metro area, areas like Baltimore County, Baltimore City, Howard County, Anne Arundel County, the cost of living and housing is significantly cheaper in Harford County, Maryland. Now, the median sales price in Harford County is slightly below the average for the entire Baltimore metro area, but it's at $360,000. This year, the median sales price is expected to grow in Baltimore to $370,000. So there's a little bit of savings. Now, that's not really where the big savings are. The big savings, my friends, are in the property taxes. Harford County's property tax rate is significantly less unless you live in one of the townships in Harford County. I'll get more into that here in a little bit and fill you in on that. Overall, lower cost of living, lower cost of housing equals a great place to live. The second pro of living in Harford County is for those of you that are parents and you're concerned about schools. Guess what? Harford County schools are ranked pretty high in the state of Maryland. Now, they are not number one. Howard County holds the trophy for having the top school system in the entire state of Maryland. And again, that's a suburb of Baltimore. So if you're interested in looking into Howard County, go check out my Howard County video. I'll put it up right here. It's a great place to live, some fabulous communities there. But if schools are your priority, that's the spot you want to check out. But Harford County is no slouch. They've done phenomenal work. They have multiple blue ribbon schools, and some of the schools are recognized nationally. So again, you're getting affordable housing, affordable cost of living, and really good schools in Harford County. Now, before I go into a little more of the pros of living in Harford County, if this is your first time to our channel, number one, I want to welcome you. My name is Adam Taylor. I run the Living in Baltimore, Maryland channel. And on this channel, we talk about all things Maryland. We talk about living here, working here, chilling here, and most importantly, getting out and having some fun in the great state of Maryland. So if you're interested in learning more, please consider hitting that subscribe button down below. It's the one that looks like the one right over my shoulder here. Don't forget to give the little bell a click. That way you're alerted every time we put out another video just like this one. Now, as I always mention, my team and I, we are receiving phone calls, text messages, and emails from folks all over the world looking to make a move right here to Maryland, and we absolutely love it. Now, if you're thinking about making a move, we would love to help you with that move, but we just need one thing from you. We need you to reach out and connect with us. So please give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, or better yet, schedule your own one-on-one Zoom appointment using the link down in the description below. That way, you and I, we can hop on a call, see what we can do to help you out with your transition here to Maryland. So with that said, let's get back into the video and give you the rest of the pros and cons of living in Harford County, Maryland. Alrighty, my friends, look, now that I have the attention of the parents watching this video, I'm gonna add one more to your list here. And another pro of living in Harford County is the rec sports scene. So if your little ones love to play rec sports, whether they're getting into soccer, baseball, football, gymnastics, swimming, you name it, kids are getting involved in it here, and it is great. Like the football scene in the fall in Harford County, I think it is one of the best atmospheres to be around because yes, it's competitive and yes, you have parents there, but it's like a community event bringing everyone together and it's so much fun. There's caravans of people that sort of travel with the football teams in the fall. But let's not leave anything out here because you have fabulous soccer programs. I mentioned gymnastics. You even have like horseback riding because a lot of Harford County is very rural. So rec sports for your kids, you're gonna be dialed in here and it's gonna be fabulous. Now let's talk about rec sports for you. Believe it or not, Harford County has a ton of rec sports for adults. You'll see baseball, softball leagues. The new thing that I'm seeing, and again, this isn't directly affiliated with the rec sports programs, but I wouldn't be surprised if they do add a program, is the pickleball mania that's sort of happening here in Harford County. And it's so much so that the Arena Club, which is a local gym in Bel Air, set up an entire indoor pickleball court system. They have multiple sports courts for pickleball. So you can have like tournaments there and do everything that you want. So again, if you're active and you want your kids to be active or they're active, guess what? Harford County is a great spot for you. All right, pro number 4 has got to be the small towns in Harford County. I'm telling you guys, this is a fabulous thing that Harford County does. So there are 3 distinct towns in Harford County. You have the county seat, Bel Air, which is where like all of your government offices, the courthouses, etc. You have Aberdeen, and you have Havre de Grace. Now, each of these 3 communities goes all out all throughout the year to do community events. Let's start out with Bel Air. I mean, Bel Air's got 4th of July parade. They've got a farmer's market that happens. They've got a Christmas parade. They've got 5K runs that the town holds. They do small business Saturdays. I can go on and on about the things that happen in Bel Air. One of my favorite events to attend is the First Friday celebration that not only happens in Bel Air, but Havre de Grace has First Fridays. And what First Fridays event is essentially the townships, they sort of shut down a designated area. In Bel Air, it's sort of done in a parking lot that's centrally located in town. And in Havre de Grace, they shut down like 6 blocks right in the main drag of Havre de Grace. And it's so much fun. But let's talk about Havre de Grace. They've got some awesome events. And what's even better about Havre de Grace is the proximity to the water, because it's right along the Susquehanna River. So maybe you want to go on out and enjoy First Fridays and then grab a bite to eat on the water. You're going to be able to do that in Havre de Grace. And there's a vineyard in Havre de Grace off of Route 155 that you can go to. There's a local brewery. Bel Air's got breweries. And then the other thing you have is Aberdeen. And Aberdeen has its own set of events as well. So my friends, if you're looking for small town charm, small town events where you can get involved, get to know your neighbors and the people that you live around, telling you, you got to check out one of these townships in Harford County. All right, so the final pro that I want to talk to you about here today are the parks that Harford County has. It's led by Rock State Park, which is a phenomenal park in northern Harford County, and features a rock structure called the King and Queen Seat, where you can actually go up to the top of the King and Queen Seat and look out and basically see above the treetops for miles. It is an impressive thing to do. However, if you are afraid of heights, I would very much caution you on going to the King and Queen Seat, because I'm telling you, you get out on that near that edge there and you see how far down it is, it'll give you a little bit of a queasy feeling in your stomach. So that's not the only one. You've got like Eden Mill Nature Center. You've got Mariner Point Park, which is located down in Joppatown. Now, if you're a boater, you can launch your boat right out of Mariner Point Park. I talked about Havre de Grace just a moment ago. Havre de Grace has boat launch ramps that you can utilize too. They also have the Stepping Stone Museum and Susquehanna State Park. Most of these places, my friends, I don't know about Stepping Stone, but Susquehanna State Park, they're all free to get into and you get to utilize just by being in Harford County. Now, let's not leave out what I just talked about for a split second there. That was the water. If you are a boater or kayaker, fisherman, crabber, whatever it might be, and you want to be on the water, Harford County is your spot. You have multiple access points and multiple rivers that you can explore that feed directly out into the Chesapeake Bay. Now, you are going to have to get on your boat in either probably Joppatown, Abingdon, Aberdeen, Havre de Grace, Perryman area. One of those areas, you're going to have to launch your boat to get out onto the water. But I'm telling you, once you're out on the water, you can zip across to the eastern shore in about 30 minutes. If you were to drive in your car, that would take you a few hours. So my friends, those are the pros of living in Harford County. Let's get into what the cons look like right now. All right, now let's look at the cons of living in Harford County because look, I want to cover both sides of this. I'm going to give you what's great about it, and then I'm going to tell you the areas of opportunity that Harford County has. But they are cons and some of them are significant, so you need to pay attention here. Number one, the traffic. The traffic is getting really heavy in Harford County. Now, the majority of the roads in Harford County sort of head north and south. Roads like Route 152, which is Mountain Road. You have Route 24, which is Veterans Highway. You've got Route 22, which is one of the east to west roads that goes from essentially Bel Air all the way out to Aberdeen Proving Ground. That's another one where you're going to see a lot of congestion on these days. Those roads, they get busy. Christmas time, after 5 o'clock, all of these roads are flooded with cars. And try to go shopping on a Saturday in Bel Air, you'll pull your hair out of your head because of how congested it can be. And guess what? This is going to lead me into con number 2, which is the overcrowding. Yes, Harford County is becoming a very popular spot. That is contributing to traffic issues, but it's because we're trying to build so much in our tiny county here. And what you're seeing a lot of right now, and a lot of people are protesting this, is you're seeing apartment complexes pop up all over the place. Areas like Fallston. Bel Air's got an apartment complex slated for right near the Harford Mall. You've got another one in northern Bel Air as well. And then you've got additional things happening towards Aberdeen as well as Havre de Grace. So the county's population is growing tremendously. And that is just causing so many overcrowding issues on our streets and in our communities, but it's also causing overcrowding in our schools. And what's happening is you're seeing these complexes go up, but you're not seeing any new schools built to compensate for the increased population in Harford County. Now, before I jump into the rest of the cons about living in Harford County, if you're finding value in this video, can I ask a quick favor? Would you mind hitting that like button down below? It's the one that looks like a thumbs up, just like this. Go ahead, click it, it's right down there. I would greatly appreciate you doing that because that helps build this channel up. It gets the message out to others that are looking to make a move here to Maryland. And you know what? I am committed to making this the #1 resource for folks relocating to Maryland, and I could use your help in doing so. Now, I also invite you to comment. Ask any questions you may have down below that you're okay being answered in a public forum, because my team and I will try to chime in and answer your question. But guess what? There are hundreds, if not thousands of other Marylanders that watch these videos, and they're going to chime in with their perspective, either good or bad. So you're not only going to get the point of view that we can help you out with, you'll get others. So please comment with any questions down below. But if your question is a little more personal in nature, as always, feel free to reach out to us. We're here to help. So with that said, let's get back into it. I'm going to give you the rest of these cons. All right, con number 3. This is sort of a buyer beware statement that I'm going to make here. In Harford County, there is a military base with the U.S. Army called Aberdeen Proving Ground. It is probably one of the largest employers, if not the largest employer in Harford County. And on Aberdeen Proving Ground, you have civilians that work there as well as active duty folks. And what they do on Aberdeen Proving Ground is they test stuff. They test weapons specifically. So you will potentially hear, if you're in the areas near the base, you will hear live rounds being fired, machine guns, and all sorts of stuff happening even when you're removed from the base. I mean, you can hear this stuff off base. You will hear and feel tank rounds being fired. Yes, they fire rounds from tanks and try and hit targets. So what that does is it sometimes can shake the ground, and you would think an earthquake is happening outside. Well, it's not the case. It's just the testing over at Aberdeen Proving Ground. So my friends, if you're going to live in the areas of Edgewood, Aberdeen, Abingdon, and maybe even parts of Havre de Grace and Perryman as well, you may feel the effects of what's going on over at Aberdeen Proving Ground. Now, the 4th con that you got to look at, and I mentioned this earlier, so this is me coming back to it here right now, are the taxes. Okay, now I'm going to get real nitty gritty here. I told you about the 3 townships in Harford County: Bel Air, Havre de Grace, and Aberdeen. all those perks that I told you about sort of come at a cost, unfortunately, to the local residents there. They have to pay, if you live in the town limits of any of those jurisdictions, you're gonna have to pay town tax on top of your Maryland state property taxes. So in Bel Air, if you live in the town limits, you've got town tax. Same goes for Havre de Grace as well as Aberdeen. And that town tax can vary, obviously based on the value of your home, and can be as little as like $700 all the way up to a few $1,000s that's going to be added to your tax bill. Now, with that said though, you do get some perks with that. And the big one that I see, especially in Bel Air, is your garbage is included in your town taxes. So your town taxes are paying essentially for your garbage removal. But the town of Bel Air, pretty neat, they will do bulk trash pickup for you. So if you've got a refrigerator, a couch that you need to get rid of, they'll pick it up. They come around with a gigantic thing in the fall to suck up all your leaves. All you have to do is rake them out to the curb. There are benefits here to paying those town taxes, but it is an added expense that you must know about before moving in the town limits of any of those three places. All right, so we've got one final con, and my friends, this is the one I saved to the end because if you stuck around this long, you gotta hear this, okay? This is happening here in just a few weeks. Harford County is going down to only one official hospital in the county. Yes, you heard me right. For years, they've had multiple hospitals. You've had Upper Chesapeake Medical Center, which is still staying. That's located in Bel Air, but you had Harford Memorial. Unfortunately, Harford Memorial is closing effective February the 6th, 2024, and will no longer be in operation. Now that creates quite a challenge because God forbid something happens to you. There's a car accident, you have a heart attack, and you need to get to a hospital. Unless you live right in Bel Air, it's gonna be challenging for you. If you live up in the northern parts of the county or anywhere else outside of Bel Air or along that Route 24 corridor, it could get tricky, and seconds matter in medical emergencies. So you gotta be aware of that. It really, really stinks. There's talks of things coming to the Aberdeen area. The University of Maryland has a campus, but whether or not they're gonna go through with it and gonna build an additional hospital in Aberdeen is still out there. So just be prepared and know that there's only one dedicated hospital in Harford County. So my friends, look, that was the pros and cons of living in Harford County in 2024. Now, if a move to Maryland is in your future, or even Harford County specifically, as I mentioned earlier, my team and I, we'd love to help you out in your transition here to Maryland, but we just need one thing from you. That's for you to reach out and connect with us. So please give us a call, shoot us a text message, send us an email, or better yet, like I said, schedule that one-on-one Zoom appointment using the link down in the description below, because we have your back when moving to Maryland. From Baltimore down the bay, all the way to the beaches in Ocean City, my team and I have you covered. Now, before you go, I want you to check out this next video. I think this is gonna be your next step in learning more about how great life can be here in the state of Maryland. Until the next video, my friends, take care. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.